feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm letting it go. Spend my coin for sure. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now.
Hi everyone, welcome. If you're new here and you're my Patreon subscribers, welcome my little astronaut. For today's video, we're going to be talking about what is a quote-unquote dark cloud that other psychics have been seeing when they read on America, and what's coming next in the future of the United States. So there's a multitude of what that could possibly mean. Now, if you are somebody who watches other psychics or subscribers, please tell me if you have watched the person and they have mentioned some sort of dark days or dark nights ahead of for the United States in terms of its future-wise. I don't watch a lot of psychics, so I will need your help today to put them in the live chat or in the comment section below. And let me know if some of this resonates. When I was doing that, I kind of made like a very little list of what this black cloud could possibly be. So I'm going to list them here now, okay? So it's going to be a very short video, probably about 40 minutes or less. I'm aiming for less than 40. Could we have another video later on talking about my election night dream and what that means? So anyway, let's jump in. We have the black storm that psychics see, and these are possibilities. Now we're going to be going through them today. We have the stock market crash. The internet apocalypse, which basically means that the internet goes blackout. The economy collapses. The solar flares will come from combustion of energy coming off the clouds entering Earth's electromagnetic field. We have the dust storm, assassination plots, the earthquake, a tsunami, tornadoes, nuclear bomb, early winter, which could be triggered by a multitude of different things. We have the Yellowstone volcano, Kudaka, high death rates, terrorist attack, an unsuspected attack, potentially from another country, maybe potentially war. We have aliens reveal themselves. This is what the dark cloud could be. Open an investigation is what this could mean. It could mean a collapse of a nation, and it could also mean as well DNA mutation. So DNA mutation. So those are 20 different things that came up on the top of my head. Doesn't mean that's what the dark cloud is, but that's something that we can jump off of. So we'll be doing that today. And before we do begin, I just want to quickly put out here that this video is just for entertainment purposes only and for education purposes only as well. This will be in live stream on September 16th at 6:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to book a reading with me, just check the description below. You'll find everything listed there below. And here are some quick disclaimers on your screen now, so I don't get in trouble by YouTube periodically throughout the live, just to kind of break up the energy to bring positivity into your life. We'll also be providing you with little messages that your guys want you to know, what they want you to focus on today. So stay tuned for that as well. And we'll also do a little intuition, guess the crystal test. Hi, Suck Kim. What's up, love? Oh, you got a little emoji. That's so cute. Okay. All right, let's begin. Whew. Damn, this incense is really going down my throat today. That's not the one thing I need. All right, let's see. All right, so Spirit Angels tell me. What is the black cloud? What is the black storm that psychics are seeing? Hi, Liz. What's up, love? What is this? What does this mean? Okay. Oh, we got three major arcanas here. All right, so as you see here, we have the World card upright, we have the Star card reversed, and we have the Devil card reversed. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to take a moment. I'm going to do something a little bit different that I don't do on my channel. I'm going to kind of close my eyes and to kind of absorb the energy to find out what it is that is really speaking to me. I'm not going to try to use as many cards as I used to because I want to be able to read more deeper, so to speak. So let's do this. What does this reading mean? Why does psychics see a black cloud over the United States, especially within what's ahead? What does that mean? Okay, so I'm sensing protest. There's some sort of protest going on. I'm seeing Black Lives Matter. And my energy is being drawn more to like the Devil and the Star card reverse. I feel like there's going to be some sort of clash again. It's going to be kind of like what we experienced in 2020, but it feels more like the people in Black Lives Matter are going to be blamed for something, even though they didn't really take part of it. It almost feels like a setup. It's like there's some sort of setup here. Okay, so my energy, when I go this, I can feel the energy being drawn more to here. So my energy is being drawn to the Star card reverse and the Devil card, which is interesting because this with the world, right? Potentially could mean like the world's leader, a country, right? And we have the Star card reverse. And this is interesting because what this is telling me now, this is normally democracy. But there is some sort of protest going on that's going to make it feel like people are going to start attacking other people. I don't know why people are doing that. Is this like a private militia? Is this what this is? Okay, I'm hearing that people are taking matters into their own hand now. They feel like the government is not doing the right thing, and so they're going to start taking matters into their own hand, and that's when it can get dangerous. Is there anything else? Okay, so basically what the black cloud is, so to speak, just giving me a general idea that there's potentially going to be an uprising or some sort of protest or riot that's going to set up and be set up for people so that they have someone or a target or quote unquote enemy that they can go after, and people are going to start to take matters into their own hand, and that's when it's going to get dangerous. So I am sensing here that this potentially does not physically focus on Black Lives Matter, but the way my guys operate is that they will give me something that I'm very familiar with. Does not mean Black Lives Matter specifically. It could mean potentially Black lives in general. It could also mean as well minorities. It could mean protests for a specific social cause. It could be a multitude of different things here. Right? I'm sensing there's some sort of setup along the way that's coming that's going to be very dramatic, especially in terms of the social field. Like there's going to be a lot of misinformation that's going to be very dangerous. Excuse me. Baby cake. I have a question. Will the East Coast get hit with a tsunami soon? Okay, so I live on the East Coast, right? And I said to my my former boss at the time, and I had no idea that I was a psychic, but I did tell him that I want to get off the island because the tsunami is going to hit Long Island soon, which is where I live. It's like on the southern border of New York, right below where Connecticut is, and Rhode Island, and it's northern New Jersey. So it's like that little island. There's no way off. And so I told him that I know there's a tsunami coming to hit the East Coast, and it's gonna be devastating. But what I noticed is that I've been very in tune with nature. I'm very good with nature. Like I know that tsunami was going to hit Japan in 2011. I have foreseen that. It was something I knew was coming to hit Japan. It wasn't a surprise. So I'm very in tune with nature. Does not necessarily mean that this potentially could be a devastating tsunami. It could be a multitude of things. The tsunami could be a metaphor, such as a blue wave or a red wave during the midterms. It can mean a multitude of things. It doesn't necessarily mean it has to be physically water. It could be strong emotions. It could be something that's related to the element of water, right? So I do feel the sense that something is coming, and something is coming very soon. And if I were to give you an answer of when the probabilities where most of my prophecies normally come true, it's within a year to 3 years normally. 3 to 4 years, well, 1 to 3 years normally. But because it's tsunami, it's very unheard of, especially on the East Coast. So it may take a little longer. But I do sense it's more likely going to happen. And I always knew that. But it's whatever. When you're psychic, you kind of have these visions or hits, and it's a constant. Like that natural disaster video. What prompted it was when I was used to sleep down here in the basement, I would constantly get pictures and images of tornadoes near my houses, and it would not stop until I started doing natural disaster readings, and then it went away. So it was clearly a message. Now I'll have to read more into it. What I'm going to do the next time we read on tsunamis, I'm going to read on the metaphorical section. Not what if it's not literal? What if it's metaphorical? What if it stands for something else other than an actual tsunami? So we'll take a look at that in another video. All right, so let's take a look at the economy collapse. Does this relate to anything with the economy, the stock market? Let's take a look. All right, so Spirit Angel Tommy. Will this be relating to the stock market? and the economy collapse. I should put that back in because it came up before. Is this related to the stock market crash and the economy crash? Okay. Yeah, okay, it is. Okay, so we have people holding on to their money. Well, I'm sensing that there is people holding on to the money here, and that people are washing the uncertainties of stock market. So what it's telling me here is that if there were to be this black cloud, because we have the cloud here, right? We're talking about the black cloud. The fact the cloud comes here is very significant. No, this could be potentially what's looming in the United States. Most likely, it's the stock market and the economy. What is being propped up here is called Dombey Corporation. And I spoke about this many times on my channel. Dombey Corporation was an institution and a policy created by the Japanese in 1980 would help prompt the economy to higher levels. The United States later on, during the Great Recession of 2008, adopted the Dombey Corporation, where basically the corporation is dead, but instead of getting rid of the corporation because it went bankrupt, the government will provide the Dombey Corporation with what's known as governmental funds, but the government fund doesn't fund people. People lost their jobs. There's no one working there. It's just a ghost. It's a ghost thing. It's being kept alive. It's almost like someone on a ventilator on life support, but nothing actually being done within the building. So there's a lot of corporations within New York itself we have about 22,000 Dombey Corporation in New York City alone. And so I am sensing here that there's a propped up corporation that's going to end up collapsing because the government is not going to be able to provide governmental funds to all these fake corporations that no longer exist. Excuse me. We have here as well is that people are not going to be able to fight the way they used to. It feels like what is changing for America in terms of the black crowd is the change of emotion, the change of wanting. A lot of people have realized during this pandemic, including me, that we don't want to be working every day for our lives to better someone else's future when we could be doing that for ourselves. And that is the change in mindset here. Is why do we have to work our entire lives and put all our hours into a corporation just to basically provide ourselves with little and very minimal necessities to be able to get by per month? You shouldn't have to do that. That's not what life is about. Life is advancing. And so the way that we do things are changing. So that is, quote unquote, the black cloud. The black cloud is what's coming that's going to shake it up. And it's necessarily not going to be a bad thing. It's going to be beneficial for America in the long run and for the world as a global concept. I am sensing here this is going to be more in the global stage than just the United States specifically. And people are not going to realize that their money is going to be basically worthless. But that's okay because you're going to end up becoming better. You're going to end up realizing what is really important in your life, right? If you really think about it, having part of the pandemic is you realizing the importance. Right? Remember, you never really took the time and the value to sit down and breathe. Right? You never really did that because you were constantly growing up in a world where you were taught that you have to work constantly on a continuous basis just to get by. And I've seen here that is going to change. The work-life culture is going to be detrimentally changed for the better. So that is the economy as well. We're going to take a look at the internet. Is this potential dark cloud related to the internet? So you're like, Chris, well, why are you reading on so many things? There could be so many things. Yeah, in everybody's reality, there's something different that may change. It's a little tweak, something different that changes. So I want to cover as many topics as possible. So let's do the internet apocalypse, where basically this means a blackout. No, I don't see a blackout. What I see is what I'm sensing here is solar panels. So I feel like in the potential future, what feels like there's going to be our future, right? That there's going to be a change, a seismic shift in the way that we deal with the quote-unquote word of energy, right? And we have the Queen of Pentacles, right? You don't have to pay for energy anymore, especially when it's not being made by another man. So why are they charging for basic necessities that is free? Just so man can just make money off of you. You shouldn't have to pay for something that is yours, for something that is being given to you rightfully. No one's charged you otherwise, right? We have here the American system, right? A lot of people cannot afford electricity. And so this would be a great way, especially with all these hardships that's going to come our way, is that there's going to be a new environmental shift changing. and that is resolved around solar panels. Solar panels is what's going to alleviate a lot of people from that debt mindset where they don't have to worry about being in debt for so long, because this is going to lift a lot of people out of poverty. And we have here, because of that, you're going to be able to provide your future children with heritage money, money that can be passed down, generational wealth that can grow over a long duration of time. I feel like the middle class and the poor class are going to be able to have the opportunity to pass down this generational wealth that you weren't being able to have before. A lot of people are having Social Security benefits and stuff like that. They don't have enough to be able to, provide generational wealth to their families because of all the disasters that happen every 10 years. And because of that, they're not able to help the generation that comes afterwards because they can't lift them up because they were on a bad shoeing first. I feel like this would be the first step for all of us to close the gap between the wealth, the rich and the wealthy and the poor, right? I watched a tower reader that predicted the U.S. will be back on lockdown this winter, and while we're on lockdown, something is going to happen to the United States when at least expected. She also says something about a new variant that science won't know what to do about it. She also said wait until December to get vaccinated because more is going to come out about the government that has been hiding. Okay, all right, we can see. We can certainly see that. I did say that we are going to lockdown sometime in autumn, so I agree with that. All right, so let's take a look. Autumn lockdown, the black cloud could also be locked down as well. Let's take a look at the solar flares. If you don't know what solar flares are, it's basically like a combustion of energy that comes off the sun and heads to the electromagnetic field of Earth. Okay, 3 color spirit angels. It's the black cloud related to the solar flares. I will do one more COVID video, and that's it. I might just not do it publicly because a lot of people are saying in opinions, and the last thing I need is opinion getting in the way of what the cards are saying. All right, so we have solar flares here, right? So if you don't know what solar flares is, it's that you have to have a positive mindset, and I've been telling you guys all the time, have a positive mindset. People are like, oh my God, I'm so sick and tired of COVID. I'm so sick and tired of lockdowns and stuff like that. But what you don't realize is that this is all a positive thing. This is a positive thing for all of us. Because COVID-19 had allowed us to grow exponentially within ourselves, has spiritual growth. It had allowed us to be able to hone in and do the things that we want to do, right? What you are that longing for, that the way the things that you want to go back to, you're longing for the thing that you only grew up knowing that, you have to work constantly to get the necessities that you need. What you need to realize is that you don't need to work your entire life just to be happy, because those happiness that you told yourself and giving yourself is fake happiness, right? You tell us you want to be with your family. Most of you guys don't even like your step-parents, your stepmom, your stepsisters, or your stepbrother. A lot of you guys don't realize that, a lot of what you've been telling yourself is fake happiness, right? You need to allow yourself to be happy. This is a time where you focus on your passion, you start businesses, you do the thing that you want to do. This is an amazing time because there's no time like this ever in American history, in the world's history, where you have been given an opportunity not only to get breaks, money from the government, the most support that you get from a government ever. You get a lot of things that you normally would never get and never see ever again. Take this moment, because one day you are going to wish that you were in this moment and you could have done something when you had a chance. Listen to me now. You're going to wish it. So don't say, oh, I'm sick and tired of it. No, you're not sick and tired of it. What you're sick and tired of is the fact that you can't get back to the way things that you grew up knowing, because the things that you know aren't always the right thing. That doesn't mean that it's the right thing for you, right? There's not happiness. You can never find happiness in things that you've been grown up knowing. A lot of people are like, oh, well, that's not true. But you're basing it off fact that only you've been taught growing up. What you've been grown up and been taught as a young child, as a young individual, does not necessarily make it a fact, right? You need to treat yourself better. Seriously, all of you do. And I noticed that for many of you. So as for the solar flares here, we have the energy, right? We're holding on to the energy, the dark energy, the energy that we're not supposed to let go of, right? This is the sun as well, right? Revealing light onto us, right? Now, when I say think of it, everything in the positive aspect, the reason why I brought it up, because think about it, the sun is the combustion of energy, right? So when a combustion of energy flies off and heads towards Earth, and it goes within Earth's electromagnetic field, which is basically a little globe, it electrically charged it. And what happened when the sky is electrically charged? You get auras in the sky, right? You get a lot of beautiful, gorgeous things. But what happened when energy is higher in Earth? We raise our vibration. Same way with earthquakes, tsunamis, hurricanes. They are they are like a combustion of energy swirling around a weather system, right? When every time an earthquake erupts, it's a combustion of energy releasing into our atmosphere, which allows us to become more psychically and more spiritually and more physically advanced than we were previously, right? You need to look at it from a positive perspective. Don't keep looking at it from doom and gloom. Not everything is doom and gloom, right? Because we have here as well, we have the Six of Cups. This is a blessing in the skies for many of you, right? The the solar flares are going to be a wake up call, right? It's going to be your wake up call. We have here the Knight of Cups, right? This is interesting because we're talking about the solar flares here. What this is telling me is that you need to take the cup that Spirit is giving you, the opportunity to better yourself, because this is the past, right? The past card, right? This is you as a child, right? This is the information you've been given. But what you need to take is take that cup that you've been given as a young child and learn to run away with it. But run away with it, but also allow yourself to grow outside of the mold that you've been kept inside it. That's what the solar flare is all about. It's not necessarily meaning doom and gloom, but in order for spirit to allow you to grow, you need to become more psychically aware that not everything is going to be here to kill you. Sometimes you're here to be able to experience the fulfillment that life has to offer to you, right? All right, let's talk about this dust storm, because we're talking about a cloud here, and a perfect thing is the dust storm. I always said I feel like the dust storm will be the biggest thing to hit the United States, and it's going to come between now up until 2030. There's most likely we're going to have a dust storm, a nationwide dust storm, where it comes from California all the way to the East Coast. So that's what that tsunami could be. It doesn't necessarily mean to be water, like I said. All right. So Spirit Names will tell me, what about the dust storm? Will we have a dust bowl, another great American dust bowl in the United States? Give me 3 cards only. Excuse me. Interesting. We have 3 major arcanas here. Let me close my eyes and let me just kind of pick up the energy. We have the reverse Hierophant, we have the upright High Priestess, and we have the reverse Chariot. What does this mean, Spirit Angels? Does the dust bowl have anything to do with the black cloud that's heading in America's future? Okay, so my energy lies in heavily due to the Hierophant reverse and the Chariot reverse, which is interesting because my eyes are closed. So we have here is we have a lot of the senses that what this is that the storm that's coming, hi Paulette, the storm that's coming is going to wash over the United States. It's going to feel like a big shift. It's going to be like a political seismic change in the direction of where we do things. It feels like there's no longer going to be some sense of hierarchy, is what I'm sensing here. That there's going to be a change of some sort, whatever that may mean. We have here as well, we have the Chariot. It's not going to come quickly. So we have time to build up a defense against the dust storm. However, if the thing was to occur, it would occur at a time when we become spiritually awoken as the next challenge, or next stage for us as in our evolution. Right? We have here us here. We're outside, but you see in the black here, this is all the storm rising, coming our way. But what you must be able to do during this time is to allow the darkness and the light to be evenly balanced. There's not too much dark, there's not too much light. It's just balanced. What you need to allow this dust bowl to do when this thing occurs is to not worry about, oh my God, am I going to die? But instead worry about, what can I learn from this? What is the spirit is telling me? What is it that I need to focus on? Because everything that is happening in your life is happening because you're meant to see it from a different perspective. That is what your spirit guides are trying to get you to do. They're not trying to harm you in any way. They're trying to get you from taking it from looking at this side of this EMT crystal and say, you know what, maybe I'm here looking at it from this perspective, but if I look at it from here, what do you see? You see two sides of a pyramid, right? You see two sides. You look at it from bird eye view, you see all different sides. Your perspective changes. Allow your perspective to grow by changing the angle in which you choose to see it. Right? All right, so we're going to take a quick little break. I know a lot of you guys are absorbing information. So I want you to kind of hold it in, close your eyes for a moment, breathe in and breathe out. We're gonna do a little intuition game where you're gonna guess what crystal I am holding in my hand right now. All right, close your eyes. Breathe in slowly, slowly. Hold it, hold it. Now gently exhale. One more time. Breathe in. Hold it. Hold it. And gently exhale. Now I want you to close your eye, keep your eye closed. So, and I want you to imagine the crystal that I am holding. What is the shape of it? What color is it? Is it translucent? Is it solid? Is it shiny? Is it an aura? Is it from an ashtray? Whatever it is, tell yourself and ask yourself, what is it that the crystal is? I want you to become more familiar with your intuition. And by me doing this, it's allowing you to tap into your own intuition and figure out what is this crystal that I'm holding right now. And I want you to put them in the live chat or in the comment section below. If you need more time, you can pause the video. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. If you need more time, pause the video. If not, the crystal this is right now is clear calcite. Okay. This is what this is. It's very beautiful. If you look at it from this different perspective, you look here, if you look inside, it looks like the United States a bit. If you look at it from a different perspective, right? Changing perspective, everybody, right? You look at it from this idea, it looks like North Carolina. Right? This is the perfect crystal to choose for this video, right? It's the change in perspective. Right? Look at that. Things are changing. This is almost like a fourth-dimensional object, right? No matter where you look at it, something changes within the crystal, right? All right. Let's jump back into it. It's okay, don't worry. Good job, Suckin now. Good job. All right, so let's take a look at assassination. It's relating to assassination. Is this dark cloud relating to an assassination? No. No. I told you guys before when I read on this, right? That this would not, Biden has the luck on his side, right? No matter the curse, he will be protected. He is not meant to die in office. We have here as well, we have the King Cup reverse. This is President Biden. It's my President Biden card. It's reverse. And it's crossed by the past, the future, right? The past and the future. What happened in the past and what's happening in the future, it's almost undisclosable, but it tells me here that is what challenges President Biden. Biden's reverse here. So whenever there's an assassination within the United States, it will not take place under Biden. It may take place under Kamala and any other president afterwards. But as long as Biden is president, an assassination attempt will not occur. Right? Hi, Lisa. What's up, love? We have here as well, we have the magician. Right? The manifestation. People are not manifesting for Biden to be assassinated. There was many other presidents happen. I feel the energy is not strong for Biden in terms of that. So no, I don't see it in a second attack or some sort of assassination attempt. All right, so let's take a look at lockdown. I know a lot of you guys mentioned lockdown, so I'm quickly gonna take a look at that. It's this dark cloud that people are seeing. It's this quote unquote the lockdown, the next lockdown in the United States. Middle card. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, pretty bad cards here. All right, so we have the 4, right? People coming out, going out, with COVID. They don't care what they have, what they're doing. They're refusing to wear the mask. You see here we have COVID cases in March of 2020 going up gradually, going to its highest peak, right? This is what they're just telling me here, right? What is funny that the card that follows after is that so many people, this is not funny, excuse me, that's the wrong way of wording them. But what follows is the tennis stores, right? Stabbed in the back. People have died from this, from COVID. People have died, right? And what we have here is that you may have to agree to another lockdown. Right, and I spoke about this before, and I spoke that there would be 3 big waves. We right now already had one really big one in December of going into this year, and I have a feeling we're going to have another one. So we'll see, But as of now, the dark cloud does not represent lockdown. But if you're wondering, I do see here lockdown in the future. I just said that before. Oh my God, I have to reflect. I'm going to quickly go to break, and then we'll hop right back on. Have you ever wondered how you can get access or find my social media, my webpage, anything from my Patreon page to my classes, to book a reading with me, whatever you want, and anything that you could possibly think of, including submitting questions? You would go onto my YouTube page, click on the most uploaded or most recent video. You'll click on any of these or the ones that are uploaded as most recent. You will go there. You will go to the description, as in this case. And you can either click on submit your question, video topic, or request here. You can find it there. Or you can go check out my website and you can click on this, which is Linktree at Chris. You click on that and it will take you to my webpage where you can find numerous different links, or it could take you to many different things along with my classes that will be uploaded here as well on my Patreon page. You can book a reading with me. You can submit your question. You can find the most uploaded video. You can go on to my 2 other YouTube channels. You can make a generous donation if you would like, along with joining my Facebook page and Instagram and Twitter as well, of course, if you are interested. So this is how you can find my webpage. If you are interested, let me know in the comment section below what you do think. And I'll return you back to your content. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye. Hi, Gossip Girl. What kind of soup are you having? That sounds good. Thank you, LM1231. I'm glad you like my commercials. I'll be making more. I'll be reviving them. Yeah, I find the commercials to be helpful because I tend to forget a lot of important information that's on my channel. So I can't wait to meet you. So is the dark cloud an astrological event? I think that's a perfect question to ask. Let's ask. I have a really nice spiritual deck, but I have so many decks, about like 400. I don't know where any of it is. Found it. Okay, let's use it. If you have not noticed already, I'm obsessed with Jack the Skeleton and Theo the dog. All right, let's take a look. All right, so let's see. Is this an astrological event? It could be. It very well could be. It will be like the solar flares. It could be an astrological event. I'll be talking about how the satellites are going to be detrimental for Earth's future. Why is it not opening? Oh, okay. Oops, trying to open the wrong side. You know what they say. All right, let's see. Okay, Spirit Angel, please tell me, does this dark cloud that psychics are seeing looming within the United States related to any sort of astrological event? And it would make sense it would be astrological if you really speak of it, because the United States right now is undergoing Pluto's return, and it has been since 2008. And with that Pluto in return, what ends up happening is bring riot, change in government, change in leadership. And so that could be a drastic change, a drastic difference within the United States. And when it becomes at its peak, the peak is going to be the 2024 presidential election. That's where it's going to be at its highest. And so that's why I'm doing my video. I'm revisiting a dream that I did on a video early on the channel when I first began this month last year. I spoke about a dream, a psychic dream. And I'm not sure if it came from 2020, 2024, some other presidential election. But we'll talk about that more later after this live. But let's take a look. Well, that sounds good, Gossip. Okay, Spirit Angel telling me it's just dark. What is this dark cloud? Is it like an astrological event in the United States? You know, I always wanted to run for president, but yeah, a lot of politicians wouldn't be alive if I did. I have a passion of doing the right thing, and you know, if they don't do the right thing, well, they get a whip. They get a nice beating. I'm sure a lot of you guys would like to see me whip Mr. McConnell into shape. Okay, so let's see. So we have here, this is interesting, because we have geometrical shapes is basically how we describe this, right? So we have a triangle and a green square, which is interesting, because this tells me a lot about the information. This is an astrological card, right? And so I'm sensing here that this is related to the sun. Oh, I know what this is. Hold on. Okay. I know exactly what this is. This is the solar planet. This is the planet system of the sun, and all the planets are surrounding it. So if you look here, this is the sun, right? This is the sun card, and we have the P with a square downward crossed by a line, and a square with a circle, different than this one, right? We have the square and the orange triangle. Hi, Doris. What's up, love? And we also have here as well, again, we have the green. And what this is kind of telling me here is that there are going to be new planets forming, and we're going to start to witness a formation of a new planet. And it's going to happen between Mars and Earth. But I'm sensing it's going to be a collision of two moons from two different planets that's going to collide, and it's going to form a brand new planet. Oh, that's interesting. That's not what I expected, but there's going to be some sort of astrological shift. Potentially, the shift could also be satellites. What I was saying, the satellites could be shifting and be pulling the moon far away from Earth because it does not have that same pull as it used to. Was it quite interesting? Because now I'm looking at this as well. Let me kind of get a little bit more deep information. I'm going to close my eyes for a second. It is anything related to an astrological event. Okay, so they're telling me it's not going to be anything related to an alien invasion, or alien reveal, or anything like that. So this is not what this is. It doesn't feel anything like a solar storm or stuff like that. I don't feel like this is what this dark cloud specifically is relating to. Right? It feels like it's something different. It doesn't really feel like it's going to be related astrologically. Astrologically, it feels like it could be a drastic pole and drastic, pole and shift that's coming, but it doesn't necessarily feel like it's going to be some sort of storm or weather system in the solar field. It feels like it's going to be more on Earth, but the alignment of the planets are going to be changing. Let's take a book. I never read the guidebook before. I don't really read guidebooks, but let's do something a little different. Let's read. Okay, let's see. We have here is how do we read this? Hold on. So I'm magically supposed to know what this is. Because they don't even give you the signs here, they just give you the name, but they don't tell you what one is what. We have a 9 here. We have the P, the 10. Oh, this might be the princess or something. Okay, hold on. I really wish they gave us a little something that we can actually see what this is. Okay, hold on. Let me just close my eyes and let me just use my hands to kind of let my guys tell me where to stop. Okay, so tell me about here. Okay, so we have the King of Swords, right? We have the King of Swords. So we're going to read that right now. King of Swords. Principal matter, blacksmith. Architect, champion in the battlefield. The King of Swords is a master of the mind. He can be short-tempered. However, he does not like to be challenged because he believes that he knows what is best due to his experience, often failing to see others' perspective. So again, it's relating to a lot of what I spoke already on this video about perspective, changing your mindset to something different. So that is very interesting that came up today. We also have here as well the circle square, the sulfur, mercury, and salt. Oh, this is alchemic elements, so that's interesting. But yeah, that's interesting. So it's a change in consciousness. To answer your question, Liz, what we spoke about today in terms of the perspective, that is what the consciousness is. It's changing your mind, your mindset, the way you perceive things in your mind. So yes, it is a major shift in consciousness. This is what this is. I think this might be part of what is coming in the United States, that there needs to be a change, and a change in the way that we used to think, the change in patriarchy, the way that we view others. Okay, so let's take a more deeper look. Let's look at nuclear bombs. Let's take a look at that. Okay, spirits and angels tell me, is this dark cloud relating to a nuclear bomb? Okay, that card came out quickly. Okay. What is this relating to? Okay, so I heard in my ear that it's unlikely, but not impossible for this thing to occur. So we have foreign influence, right? There's potentially failures. It could be North Korea as well. The failures of the previous nuclear testing sites for North Korea. We have a potentiality. But for me, when I see the card, and I said this before, that when the card is the Hanged Man is reversed, what this tells me is that there is a change in consciousness, a change in understanding, right? Potentially there's going to be a change in the way that we view nuclear energy. And instead of maybe allowing our bodies and minds to think that we can use it to harm others, how can we use nuclear matter to benefit us in a way that will help advance our society? I think that's the change in perspective here. We have here as well, there's not going to be another fight. I feel like so a lot of people are saying World War III is going to happen, blah, blah, blah. World War III already happened. That was in 1930s. That was it. Right? And you're like, Chris, that doesn't make sense. It was World War II. No, it was actually World War III, because there was a previous war in the 1700s where multiple countries got involved. The reason why it wasn't called World War was because a lot of the countries were owned by a couple of other countries, and so therefore it wasn't viewed that way. But actually, if you would have viewed it now, it's a World War. So it will be World War III. But World War III already occurred, which means that there's going to be no more fighting. Right? That's a positive thing. You see what I mean? Changing your perspective. There's going to be a change in consciousness. Therefore, there's a change going our way. I don't see any sort of nuclear fallout. If anything, I feel like there's going to be a change in the way that we view nuclear matter. Okay. Let's ask just a coup d'etat. Is this relating to a coup d'etat? Is this what this is relating to? This dark cloud our psychics are seeing. Okay. Excuse me. All right, so we have two major arcanas and the Ace of Pentacles reversed. Right, and I spoke about an assassination, that it's gonna happen, but it's not happening to Biden. Biden is fine, he's safe. But we do have the Wheel of Fortune here. It happened before. The time is up. The time was up for a previous president. The last president to be assassinated was John F. Kennedy. To be successful, the last president to have an assassination attempt on his life will be Donald Trump. So we have here as well, it's crossed by the Tower card, right? And this is an upset, a change in leadership, right? We have the crown being knocked off the tower, and both political parties falling. This is what I call dictatorship, authoritarianism, fascism rising. That is the challenge to our evolution, our next stage of evolution is to change in, can we allow fascism to spread in our country? And that is what 2024 is going to be all about, fascism. That's what it's going to be about. We have the Ace of Pentacles, and this is going to allow Spirit to allow you guys to figure out, okay, when there's economic hardships, fascist leaders, particularly dictators, rise to power, right? And we spoke about an economic collapse and a stock market collapse coming to the United States. And so what breeds this type of energy is an economic fallout. If there was an economic fallout, spirits and angels are going to make judgment based on who you choose as the next leader. And I tell you very lightly, but I tell you very seriously that I felt since the 2020 election, way before I even voted, that whoever you voted for in the 2020 presidential election will determine the rest of your path, the rest of your life. And not only will it determine that, it will not only determine your current life, it will determine life after death. And that could potentially mean being reborn back here and having to deal with all of this again, right? That's what I felt like the energy was in 2020, that who you voted for in the 2020 presidential election will determine who you are as an individual, where your life is going to be, but it will mostly determine judgment after death, right? That is what I thought for a long time. And that's very interesting that it comes up here for a Kuda Ka. So for the Kuda Ka, I do see the Tower card here. It's a possibility, but it's more about the 2020 presidential election. That's where it comes in. It's not going to be a Kuda Ka the way that you would normally think of it. It was more like the government going to try to do whatever it can to install people in power. So if it does occur, they already have the people in place for it to happen, right? The same way Donald Trump did it, but it's going to happen if you allow it to. Who you vote for will determine the course of your life. You could be the one who would make the determining factor for someone else's. Make sure you choose wisely. All right. Let's talk about will there be another terrorist attack, right? I have multiple ideas written down. What could this possibly be, right? Is this relating to any sort of black cloud relating to like a terrorist attack on the United States? Is this relating to an unexpected attack by a foreign country? Okay. All right. Okay. All right, I'm going to feel the energy. So we have here terrorist attack, which is basically a little different as what I'm referring here. It's kind of like 9/11 energy from this one. And for this one, it's more so like war type energy, okay? So that's what we're looking at here. All right, let me close my eyes and kind of feel the energy of both. What does this mean, the terrorist attack? Is there going to be a terrorist attack? Is this what the cloud is talking about? Oh, I heard no. We have the eight of wands, right? It's reversed. And what this tells me that there is no fighting. People don't want another Afghanistan, right? We have here as well the Queen of Pentacles. People are still grieving from their loved ones who have sadly passed away from a country that easily gave up, right? And we have here as well, we have the Nine of Wands. People are still injured. If there was to be an terrorist attack, they would attack something that is very important, very sacred to a lot of Americans, whatever that may be. It could be a veteran home. It could be a veteran hospital. Something where people are still grieving. Potentially, there could be the World Trade Center memorial. Could be something like that. Something where people are still grieving from. As for war, right? We have the Ten of Cups. There is a potential plan, but this is our life before whatever this may be, right? That's our life. That's what our life is, representing the Ten of Cups. Things could have not gotten more worse, right? We have the Five of Pentacles, right? Again, economy collapsing, economy in very bad shape. We have here the Page of Pentacles. There's an opportunity. There's an opportunity for a country to take over, but they will not win. They will not overthrow the government. So no, if there was to occur, they will not succeed. But we do have here another cloud, right? But I don't feel like it will succeed. I don't feel like it's war. I don't feel like it's a terrorist attack. There's something else here that it might be, right? I think it's something different. It's something that we're not expecting. Well, I would consider maybe zombies or something that seems so outrageous, something that doesn't seem like it's a possibility. But I don't think everything is possible, right? If you mutate the DNA of a human body, you can technically create anything, right? But I'm not going to take a look at zombies because I don't want you guys to think I'm an idiot. So anyway, let's take a look at investigation. It's related to an investigation. Okay, so I know what this is. All right, so the dark cloud in America potentially relates to a death of a political figure. This is what this dark cloud is. The dark cloud is the death of a political figure. All right, we have here the Wheel of Fortune. A lot of what the person have done was kept under wraps, under secret. And when this person potentially dies away, they're dying now. I don't know who this is, but we have the Four Swords here. They're dying. They're on their way, right? Potentially a death within the next 5 years. And I'm not saying who it is. I know who it is, but I'm not going to say because I don't wish him death, so I'm not going to say it. But we do have the Fool card. When this person goes, more information is going to be revealed. about what this person did. But not only that, we will also for some reason we will also understand life after death. What actually occurs after death. That's what it feels like. There's going to be a change in the way that we view death. There's going to be a seismic shift that maybe the things that we were taught growing up are not the way death really occurs. Right? It's a continuation of where you are now. You just don't realize you're dead. That's what this feels like. It feels like there is something changing within a political figure that's going to cause a seismic shift. But when it occurs, people are not going to be shocked, but they're going to understand death in a more deeper way, and more deeper understanding, deeper meaning. I don't know what that means, but there's something here that changes. And I asked about an investigation, which essentially this revealing of information could be that investigation that takes place where this person dies while the investigation is still occurring. But regardless, something is going to change. What we have here is my investigation card. Ooh. We have here's my investigation card, which is the Queen of Swords. Right now, this is my Kamala Harris card, but this is the Democratic Party, Nancy Pelosi, Hillary Clinton. This is the energy, right? Investigation. And we have the cloud here. The cloud is the investigation of a political figure and a deeper understanding and meaning of what death is. That's what this is. A change in consciousness, a change in perspective. The whole part of this reading was for our guys to allow us to understand what this all means, and what this means is a change in the way that we view death. That's an amazing thing that we've seen today. So I think we need to end the video, but before we do, if you are coming on, I just want to quickly say we will be going live tonight around 9 o'clock, 9:20. Stay tuned. I will be releasing a video. I'll be going live about my dream that I had about the 2024 presidential election, the 2020 presidential election, and what that potentially means. It's an old version of me who was explaining it from last year. Almost a year ago, I did the video. So we'll be looking at that later today. We'll do some tarot card readings on it. And yeah, but before we do go, I do have a couple cards that I want to give you to allow you guys to ask your guys a question. So take this moment, close your eyes, and ask yourself a question that you want to ask your guys that you would like an answer to. And I'm going to take a deck, and I'm going to put out 3 different cards. And you kind of pick the one that you feel drawn to. Whatever one you feel drawn to is the message for you. Okay, Spirit Answer, please tell me what message do you have for my viewers? Please give me 3 cards. For the people who pick Power card number 1. You're welcome, guys. Okay, I hope this resonates. Oh, it's 444 gossip? That's interesting. I hope the reading resonates. Let me know if it does resonate. I'm interested and curious to see what you guys think. Okay. You have 1. For people who have chosen question number 2, or pile number 2, or card number 2 for the question, what message do you have for them? Okay, for those who feel drawn to card number 3, what message do you have for them? Okay. All right. Now I want you to close your eyes. I want you to feel and think of your question. Then I want you to open them up, and I want you to feel the energy of each card. You have card 1, card 2, and card 3. And each one has an answer to your question that you're asking. I'll give you a moment. If you need more time, pause the video when it starts. Although you guys have chosen card number 1, you feel energy towards the energy and you feel very drawn to it. This is a little message for you. For those of you guys who have chosen this one, right? Our bodies speak to us. Through physical pain or discomfort, our bodies send messages for us to look more deeply. See the trapped emotions, the lurking fears, and the belief that limits you. Listen to your physical body, and you will be led to the source of your pain. It's time to get your healing on. Today's soul action, what I want you to do today, is I want you to get a book called Heal Your Body by Louise L. Hay and find the answer towards what your body is guiding you. Right? And it said, what is my body telling me right now? Ask yourself, what is my body telling me right now? Right? So that's the card number one. For those of you guys who have chosen card number two, we have here, am I on the right path? Sometimes we second guess what we are doing. We lose trust in the process and question if we are even on the right path at all. Note this, you are on the right path. Keep going, keep believing, and keep remembering that you are made of a soul contract that you are currently fulfilling in every area of your life. Even if you can't see it, it doesn't mean that it's not real. Today starts for ways that you are aligned with your soul purpose. The signs will appear. Let this newfound trust fuel your next step. So ask yourself, how is my body aligned with my soul? So you can receive the message that you guys are sending you. And for those of you guys who have chosen card number 3, this is your message. We have here, am I focused on what I am losing or gaining? All right. We have here, are you going through some changes? Are you scared to let go because of what you might lose? What if you shifted your focus from what you might lose to what you might gain? Endings are actually new beginnings. I'm so mind blown about today's cards because it was exactly what I told you guys in today's video, right? I told you all this today. Today's soul action. Today, make a list of all the things you will gain from the change that you are currently going through. Feel your heart. Take a breath and deepen into trust. Amazing things are coming. Write down the things that you want. And imagine and picture them as if you had it. And you shall receive it. All right, guys. I love you. I hope you find these messages from you guys very helpful. I'll see you guys later tonight. We'll be going live again. I love you. Have a very beautiful night. Bye.